Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. We start tonight with a contrast among locals recognizing President Trump's first year in office. Emotions seem to be running as high as they were back on Inauguration Day, and there was no better place to feel it than downtown Sarasota earlier today. ABC 7's Erica Jackson was at today's protest and joins us live now from downtown Sarasota. Erica?
Good evening, Adam. Just hours earlier, Five Points Park was filled with protesters speaking out about the Trump administration. They marched their way for miles through downtown Sarasota and were eventually met with counter protesters. And that is when tensions grew high. These drivers are honking in support of President Trump.
He's done a great job. He's for the people, and he's keeping his promises.
No Trump, no KKK, no racist USA.
While hundreds nearby chanted in opposition.
During the Trump administration, we have seen him attack, a number of people.
The separate rallies remaining peaceful until the two groups came face to face.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Anti-Trump protesters taking their march from Five Points Park through the annual Seafood Festival on Gulfstream Avenue.
People are out here trying to enjoy themselves. This is a seafood fest party, but they purposely went through here just to disrupt.
Organizers calling the event a fight against racism and bigotry, expressing support for Muslims, women, the LGBTQ community, and other minority groups.
All the Obama era legislation, he's rescinding it, signing things day by day, and it's making a difference in people's lives. He's slowly attacking democracy.
But just blocks away along the Bayfront, another group celebrated Trump's first year, confident he has America in his best interest.
Trump actually believes in America. He wants to make America great again.
In a weekend full of marches nationwide, few illustrated the political divide quite like Sarasota on Sunday.
I say that everybody should just get along with everybody.
Now, police made their presence known today to keep everyone safe. And right here in this spot, some people tried to take advantage, asking officers to remove the counter protesters. But one officer reminded them that both sides have the right to speak freely. Reporting live in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. An update now on a shooting that occurred Saturday night. Sarasota police changing their investigation now to a homicide. Around 7 p.m. on Saturday, Sarasota police responded to reports of a shooting near the corner of 31st Street and Maple Avenue with one victim in serious condition. Police have now confirmed that that victim, 32-year-old Todd Michael James Reeves, has succumbed to those shooting injuries. Detectives are still looking for information in this case, and if you know anything, you're asked to call Sarasota Police or Crime Stoppers. Well, hundreds gathered on Siesta Key Beach today to raise awareness and money for suicide prevention. It was the 12th annual Sarasota County Out of the Darkness Walk. More than 350 people participated, some who have lost loved ones, others who personally struggled with suicide, and of course, just supporters of that cause. Walkers and donors raising over $35,000 for suicide prevention research to better understand this leading cause of death in our country.
To have so many people come together in solidarity and support of one another and support of their loved ones, it was really very touching. We had a little over 300 bubbles that we blew, and we had a poem that talked about the ups and downs of life and knowing that there's help and that there's hope.
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention says these fundraisers are aiding their goal of reducing the annual suicide rate 20% by the year 2025. Well, you may have noticed the sun was back out today, and the temperatures were certainly high. Let's head over to Wendy Ross for a check on that First Alert weather forecast. Wendy?
I may have gotten a sunburn today, Adam. I was outdoors enjoying the weather. I hope you were as well. We are looking at clear skies right now, and you can see there's no rain along our coast. A couple of showers have moved in across the southeast, but they are not affecting us, and we are not looking for any rain for the next several hours. We've got some wind shifting around, and that's helping to keep us a little bit on the mild side. There will be some fog that will move in during the overnight time period after around 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and we are looking at some pretty nice conditions. As you can see, over the next several hours our temperatures are just going to stay in the 60s, and we are not expecting any rain. If you've got barbecue plans, if you want to take a stroll outside, walk your dog, it is going to be a perfect night for that. And we've got some big changes coming up in our forecast over the next couple of days. We'll let you know what we can expect, what we're anticipating. That's all coming up in just a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, Washington dysfunction reigns for a second day. The government is still shut down, and there may be some moves happening behind the scenes to find a compromise to fund the government again, but publicly politicians are digging in. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more.
Both Democrats and Republicans in the Senate pointing fingers.
This is pure folly.
Americans know why the dysfunction is occurring. A dysfunctional president.
A resolution to the current government shutdown in many ways hinges on the country's foundation, immigration.
The Democrats are saying that they will not vote to reopen the government until they have an agreement on immigration, and Republicans are saying they won't even negotiate on immigration until the government is reopened.
But beyond all the tough talk, there are whispers that Democratic leader Senator Chuck Schumer and the president are inching towards a deal. That agreement would include legal status for some 800,000 so-called dreamers, undocumented immigrants who came into this country as children and who face deportation by March unless Congress acts.
We're going to build the wall.
In exchange, the president would get full funding for his border wall, one of his campaign promises, at a price tag of $20 billion over 7 years. The president was critical of President Obama's leadership in 2013, the last time we had a government shutdown.
You have to get everybody in a room. You have to be a leader. The president has to lead.
But today, just tweeting in part, the Dems just want illegal immigrants to pour into our nation unchecked. The White House says the president is talking, but only with Republicans. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
Well, the third week of Florida's legislative session starts tomorrow, and lawmakers will begin tackling a state budget that tops $80 billion. Governor Rick Scott has already proposed an $87 billion spending plan, but the House and Senate will have the final say. Another top issue lawmakers will consider will be a plan to remove Florida from daylight savings time. Floridians wouldn't have to reset their clocks every March and November, but they might be an hour off from the rest of the East Coast during part of the year. Lawmakers will also be considering asking voters to approve a constitutional amendment that would require a 2/3 vote by the legislature to increase taxes and fees. Another bill being heard would create a slavery memorial on the state capitol grounds.
A similar proposal came up last year, but it was killed in the Florida Senate. If it were to pass, a memorial would be created that would acknowledge the cruelty and injustice that was slavery in the United States.
Lawmakers will reconvene tomorrow. The Florida legislative session runs until March 9th. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, the U.S. experienced a historic year of weather and climate disasters in 2017. A look back at the greatest impacts those incidents had on our country. Plus an early Gasparilla celebration for some furry friends here on the Suncoast. We'll have those stories and more coming up after this.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some will take you back in time to the Civil Rights Movement or even the Civil War. You boys play nice now. From Helen Keller to Hamlet. Check out these big guns. We're talking the USS Alabama. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service, It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. It turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are. On our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
2017 may be an afterthought for some of us, but as we ease into 2018, those living in states hit hard by natural disasters are singing a different tune. Turns out 2017 was bad, the worst on record. ABC's Chuck Sievertson tells us why.
From hurricanes to wildfires, 2017 was a costly year in the U.S. for natural disasters. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Protection, the price tag came to more than $300 billion, the most expensive year on record. The costliest, Hurricane Harvey, with an overall price tag of $125 billion, only second to Hurricane Katrina.
So I think the best thing to do is get you down to that end. Yes, sir.
16 separate billion-dollar disasters. Hurricane Irma flattened the Florida Keys in September as a Category 5 storm with high winds and storm surge. 25% of the area's buildings destroyed, a $50 billion price tag.
I wasn't prepared, as you can see, but next time I will be prepared.
Then there was the December wildfires out west. The Thomas Fire north of Los Angeles, a raging inferno. Nearly 10 million acres torched when you factor in other wildfires. 44 deaths, more than 15,000 homes destroyed, $18 billion in damages. NOAA's been tracking these storms since 1980. Since then, the costs have reached more than $1.5 trillion. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
Well, coming up soon is Gasparilla up in Tampa, but the Sarasota Elks Lodge off of Clark Road helped host a similar and arguably cuter event today. Wagsparilla, a pirate-themed fundraiser for, you guessed it, dogs, but not just any dogs, shelter dogs, the ones getting one last lease on life. This event was a benefit for Satchel's Last Resort and Vintage Paws Sanctuary, two local shelters who take in the least adoptable dogs out there, those with special needs and those considered senior dogs.
We usually take animals that are scheduled to be euthanized. Again, medical needs are very important. Animal that was hit by a car needs immediate needs. You know, and then we'll take a behavior animal, a dog that's maybe too wild or showing dog aggression or leash aggression.
Sometimes people just don't have a choice. They have to give up their dog. Either the owners passed away. That's what happened to Scrappy's dad. He was 82 and he passed away, and it left him and his brother homeless.
Now, both shelters say they are constantly at capacity with around 60 dogs each, and you can find the link to their websites on our website, mysuncoast.com, and learn how to either adopt or foster some of those animals. And Wendy Ross and I made an appearance at that event today, checking out those dogs and talking to those people, and it's really amazing. I mean, those shelters are necessary. They're almost like retirement homes for the dogs here in town.
Yes, that's probably a good way of looking at them. There's a lot of love there, a lot of compassionate people who really want to see these dogs have another life, another lease on life, as you mentioned. And it was just fun. It was a fun event, and the best weather in the world to be out in
kind of warm today.
Yeah, it was a little on the hot side. In fact, take a look. This is our tower cam from Van Wezel. You can see the bay and all the beautiful, beautiful sky conditions that we experienced throughout the day. Our temperature managing to get up to 80 degrees for the daytime high, and an incredible sunset as well. So it was absolutely a great day to be outdoors and enjoy this fantastic weather. 68 degrees for us right now. We have fair skies, and we are also looking at those winds that are calm. They're coming in right off the Gulf of Mexico. And around the state, we're still looking at warm temperatures, especially central and south Florida, with the readings here in the 70s. And around our own viewing area, we've got some 60s on the map, but for the most part, most places reporting temperature readings in the 70s at this hour. Today, a high of 80. The overnight low last night was 56 degrees, so just a little bit above normal for this time of the year. And keep in mind, 71 degrees is where we should be, but we are going to be seeing warm temperatures again tomorrow in advance of this cold front that's going to be coming across the Gulf. We're going to be talking about that in just a second, but in the meantime, we've got nothing but fair skies right here. A few showers along the east coast as those winds were coming in out of the east. That helped to keep us on the warm side, and tonight we are looking at fair skies right now. Now later on this evening, there is the possibility we're going to be seeing some fog moving on through. This will take place during the evening or overnight hours. We're talking around 3 o'clock in the morning, actually, is when we're likely to see this taking place. And we're also going to be seeing those winds coming in out of the east and pushing over the fog out into the Gulf of Mexico. And we'll see some clearing during the morning hours tomorrow. So we are going to be left with another beautiful day tomorrow during the day, but things are going to be changing for us. We've got the cold front that is now over the state of Texas, and this low pressure system and this whole system right here is creating some nasty weather conditions across the central part of the nation. Blizzard conditions, strong thunderstorms will be moving over the central part of the country. We are not going to be experiencing such terrible weather, however. What we're looking at are very strong thunderstorms that are going to be moving in across the Tennessee Valley beginning on Monday. The front actually for us starts to make its move into the Gulf of Mexico, and then we're going to see it moving across the Gulf. And in advance of that cold front, we will see thunderstorms to our north. You can see some of these thunderstorms developing, moving in during the overnight time period over the northern sections of our state. A band of heavier rains out here in the Gulf of Mexico as well. But by the time this front actually moves through us, we are going to be seeing lesser chances of heavy rains. We still have a 40% chance of rain Monday night into Tuesday morning, but for the most part, those rains will be pretty scattered once that front moves on in. And you can see the clearing skies then by Tuesday night over the northern part of the state. We'll still see some cloudy weather on Tuesday evening, but we are going to be seeing some pleasant weather beginning on Wednesday with cooler conditions in the forecast. But for tomorrow, wow, another gorgeous day. We're going to be seeing lots of sunshine during the early part of the day. Then we start to see the clouds coming back in during the afternoon time period. And if you are heading to the beach, we'll get some morning fog. And then we're looking at those winds out of the southeast at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop. We also have patchy fog, then sunny conditions for the rest of the day if you're heading out to the beach. 78 degrees will be the temperature there. And we've got mostly clear skies with that patchy morning fog for tomorrow, and this is what we can expect. We are looking at mostly clear sky conditions for the overnight time period, for the evening and into the overnight time period as well. And then we get that fog that's going to be coming on in, and that will take place during the overnight time period. And we're looking at temperatures that will be in the 60s. And so we're going to be seeing some pretty nice weather. This is what we can expect, though, for our 7-day forecast. You can see that it is going to be absolutely a chance of rain Monday night into Tuesday morning. That will be the start of the work week. The cold weather comes in on Wednesday with that temperature high of only 67 degrees. And so that's how the week is starting. Adam.
Now, sports.
Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on a Cinderella path to the Super Bowl, but tonight that clock comes closer than ever to striking midnight as the Jags must get past the reigning champs, Tom Brady and the Patriots. After a couple of field goals to start this game, Blake Bortles hits a wide-open Mercedes Lewis on a 1st and goal to take a 10-3 lead up in Foxborough. Very next quarter, a similar spot for the Jags, 1st and goal, and this time it's rookie sensation Leonard Fournette plowing through defenders in Jacksonville. Up 14-3 on the road. They are in business. Less than 2 minutes to go in the half. Brady hits Rob Gronkowski for a 1st down. He takes a shot, though, from safety Barry Church. It's an unnecessary roughness flag for Church, but Gronk would leave the game in concussion protocol. The Patriots finish that drive with a touchdown and absolutely take over in the second half. They win at 24-20, head to their 2nd straight Super Bowl. And the NFC Championship is happening right now in the very early goings. As you can see, the Vikings able to score on their first drive of the game. They are up 7-0 against the Eagles on the road in Philadelphia. Well, thanks to some last-minute help, football fans overseas able to watch today's games. The government shutdown originally included the American Forces Network, the primary broadcast provider for the military. But the NFL stepped up, offering free streaming service to all USO facilities worldwide after heavy complaining from the troops. Eventually, the DoD decided just to keep working, making news and sports available to their service members. Number 25, Miami basketball on the road in Raleigh today, taking on NC State. Omar Yurtseven, the big man, had a game-high 28 points for the Wolfpack in this one, just working in the paint against the Hurricanes, and it's a 6-point game. In the final 4 minutes, Hurricanes beat the press, and Bruce Brown Jr. throws it down. He led Miami with 19 points himself. And in the final minute, 3-point Miami lead, make that 5 points on this wide-open pass and dunk to DeJuan Hewell. Hurricanes hang on for their 3rd ACC victory of the year, 86-81 your final score. Well, the Lightning have lost their zip as of late. Last night's 5-2 loss to the Minnesota Wild was the first time this season the Bolts have lost 3 straight games. Braden Point notched 2 of Tampa Bay's goals, their only 2 goals of the night. They scored just 4 in their last 3 games, and the Lightning have 3 more chances to get a win before next weekend's All-Star break, which will be at Amalie Arena in Tampa. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Former CIA Chief John Brennan will have a lecture Monday morning at the Van Wezel.
We'll have a preview as he plans to discuss counterterrorism and the future of U.S. foreign policy. That's Monday on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
Another cold front approaching the area. It will impact our weather. We'll explain just exactly what to expect next work week, bright and early.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights.
Well, in just a few hours, stars will gather for the 24th annual Screen Actors Guild Awards ceremony. That ceremony honoring the best performances of 2017. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, that is a movie title, by the way, is the night's biggest film contender with 4 nominations. The TV categories are up in the air with Big Little Lies, Glow, and Stranger Things, all tied with 4 nominations apiece. The ceremony comes as the #MeToo movement is empowering women, including actresses, to speak out against sexual misconduct. And with recent sexual assault allegations against nominees James Franco and Aziz Ansari, many are wondering how that issue will be addressed during the show. The awards will air on TBS and TNT starting at 8 p.m. tonight, and that issue was certainly prevalent at the Golden Globes, which were not long ago. That was earlier this month, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Could be some awkward speeches. I don't know.
Well, we are going to see some beautiful weather for the next several hours. We've got mostly clear skies out there, and as you can see, for the beginning of the work week, we've got a 40% chance of rain from Monday night into Tuesday morning. The next cold front is coming through, and that's what's heralding the showers, and then we're going to feel the difference of it on Wednesday.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that.
67 degrees.
We're not up that early in the morning, right?
I'm not going to get up that early.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
the
an
morning
overnight
shift
time period. That's
that.
right. John Scalzi has to deal with that. Not me. Not me.
We don't worry about those folks. Well, plenty of football. You got the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Enjoy it, and then join us back at 11 o'clock for more news.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.